If we had known from the beginning what we eventually realized, we would have abandoned the idea from the onset. In 2005, I began a nonprofit ministry called Media Talk 101, which was focused on helping youth and their families in regard to media discernment, helping them train their hearts and their minds to be careful what they watched, what they listened to, what games they played. It was consumer focused. But in 2013, I remember in a time of prayer being led by the Lord to really want to reach out to Christian filmmakers.
This idea that he had to start a film fest, I didn't even know where to begin thinking about it. It was also one of those things without knowing what we were getting ourselves into, it was kind of like, why not?
Yeah, after all, how hard can it be?
Leading up to the event, we had this short window of 4 months to do everything. And there were so many things that I found myself doing that I had never done before, like helping put a website together.
Once we got the website up, we were so excited. People actually started submitting films. People started to sign up to come. And during that time, we had 104 films that were submitted. We had to assemble a team of 5 people to judge all of these films. We only had 17 days to do that in. One of the essential elements of that first conference were the volunteers. We had over 80 volunteers that came alongside to help put on the event. It began to all come together. We secured a venue. It was a large church in San Antonio. We had 700 people who attended the first Christian Worldview Film Festival. There was a tremendous amount of enthusiasm and energy and excitement. And it wasn't just about the event. There was an excitement about Christ.
One of the things that really surprised me and that I loved about the festival that first year was just that it was not so much about the awards and getting recognition from other filmmakers, more about honoring the Lord with our work.
And I was blown away by just the heart of the event. It was focused on God, and Christ was at the center. It wasn't, filmmaking first and then God. It was God and then filmmaking.
I think that first year was just really encouraging to see that Jesus was important.
It's not showy, it's not anything except just community and really heartfelt worship.
Just to be surrounded by not only just filmmakers, people who, were in the same craft as you, but also people who were Christians and they loved the Lord. So to have those two things in common was huge, and I knew I'd be coming back every year.
I went from knowing absolutely no one that was a Christian and a filmmaker to knowing a lot of people that felt exactly like I was, and it was like a new family that I had never known, but I felt like I knew my entire life just walking in the front door.
I was skeptical initially because I was thinking, are they going to teach both the practical and theological foundations that someone needs to be able to honor the Lord in filmmaking? And so after hearing what people were experiencing at the event, we were excited.
We had put everything on the line, and we were elated that the Lord helped us to hold this first event. There was a consensus among our team that this shouldn't just be a one-off event, but we really should do an annual conference. What we didn't know was how challenging that was going to be in the years ahead of us.
By our third year planning for the 2016 event, things just became so much more difficult. The amount of effort that went into it just seemed to never end.
And one of the things that we were struggling with was we would have a lot of volunteers for the event, but during the year, we could hardly find anybody. It really rested upon Rhett and I for the next couple of years.
It just kept piling and piling and piling up.
As we were coming to our third annual event, I was so overwhelmed, Rhett was so overwhelmed, and we were barely keeping our heads above water.
This wasn't going to be possible to keep going the way we've been doing it.
I got so discouraged. I took a long prayer walk, and I was in agony because our ministry, Media Talk 101, we were broke because of the festival. Personally, I was broke. I just told the Lord, God, I think I've blown it. I think this is too much. I'm willing to admit that, and I'm willing to bring it to a close. If nothing changed, this was going to be the last year for the festival. During the festival in 2016, I invited about a dozen people to meet with me.
We gathered together in the room and just spent some intense time in prayer, seeking the Lord on our knees. There was this consensus of, this does not need to shut down. This is too good. I said, Philip, if you could have anything, what would you want to make this happen? And he said, if the Lord would provide some key people to help lift up our arms.
So when we met Tuesday night, when I heard what was needed, I kind of had a really good idea of what that would entail, and that was not exciting to me. I prayed most of the night. I didn't sleep very much. After confirmation and several days of prayer, I knew what I was supposed to do, and I was ready to do it.
And he was serious. He lived in Virginia at the time and literally uprooted from Virginia, moved to San Antonio, started helping us plan for 2017.
We've had an incredible team of volunteers over the past couple years assemble who have caught a vision for what this is all about and said, I want to help throughout the year. And these things started to come together. I just remember literally weeping before the Lord, just like, God, you are doing an amazing thing.
It blows my mind as I look back in 2016 at that moment of trial. Then when I was looking for one answer, God said, I can do better than that. And what excites me most is to see that the core values that we have for the Christian Worldview Film Festival are really being embraced.
So many people come and they're not only learning and growing, they're networking with other people, but they're having an encounter with the Lord and refocusing back on going out and honoring the Lord with filmmaking.
Probably the funnest thing about CWVFF is everybody is as crazy as you are. They're Christians and they're filmmakers, and you put the two together and it's fun.
You should definitely come to the CWVFF because it's a great place to meet people, network, work on development of future projects, and also to learn a lot of great stuff. I just came from a production workshop where I learned about how to make a pitch deck. If you don't know what that is, you should come to the CWVFF.
I love the Guild because it's a great opportunity to learn about other aspects of filmmaking and get to know other people of like-minded faith in the film industry.
I love the Guild because this is a place each year where filmmakers can come together in community and encourage each other in what they're doing.
It's just all around, flat out amazing.
The goal is to pour into this community because the work that they're doing is going to go out to not only this nation, but around the world to impact the church and those that are lost with the gospel of Jesus Christ.